Fab.
And welcome back, everybody. I am Code Indigo here with SO5Z for some Illusion of Gaia Randomizer here on Speedrun Ragnarok 2024
Hello, everybody.
for the RPG Valkyries benefiting Take This. Hi, sorry I could have stepped on your toes there. That's going to happen a lot, I think.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, glad to be back. I was already here once with the Stardew Valley Bingo, but I'm happy to bring you my favorite game and my favorite randomizer, which is Illusion of Gaia, of course. So, really excited to show this to you guys. Okay, I have a lot to talk about this, but we can do this while we're playing, so if you guys are all ready, I'd say we just jump into the game and explain things as we go.
Fine by me, so let's get this started.
Okay, how about we start in 3, 2, 1, go! So, this is Illusion of Gaia, but it's not the Illusion of Gaia you usually know. This is the randomizer. The first thing is we're gonna find out what our goal is. This is the teacher. He tells us I need mystic statues number 1, 3, 5, and 6. So these are the bosses I have to kill in order to get to the final boss. You see in my tracker, these statues have been marked now, so I remember what these are. And also I'm starting in the normal start, so the randomized starting position did not trigger this time, which is good or bad. I'm in a town right now. This is South Cape. I'm picking up all kinds of hidden items. Like there was one in the clock tower. The guy fished up a jar which had an item. And I'm slowly filling my tracker with stuff. I'm gonna go into this cellar, pick up another item. This is our first red jewel. There's basically 4 types of items. There are travel items, dungeon items, boss items, and yeah, basically red jewels, collectibles. What's happening is that this game is usually very linear. You move from one location to the next and you never go back. In the randomizer, obviously, that's a problem. So in the randomizer, we have something like a divided world. We have divided the world into 5 continents. And this is the continent number 1. I have 5 locations I can visit here. South Cape, which is my starting position, and a couple of dungeons. This is the Inca Ruins. I'm gonna go in here, but I need dungeon items to finish this place, so I can only get 1 single item, and I need a travel item to move from this continent. I have multiple possibilities to move down to next continent, and I already found one of those possibilities, but right now I'm just seeing what this continent can still give me. So the only thing I can do is check this treasure chest, and now the road is blocked. But I've brought you a new feature of the Illusion of Gaia Randomizer. I've brought you a warp feature. From my menu, I can always warp to the last dark space I visited, which was South Cape in this case, and this allows me to move really fast and efficiently between places. Yes, I see Illusion of Gaia, Illusion of Time. Illusion of Gaia was the US release title. It was Illusion of Time in the Europe. The reason why this is the Illusion of Gaia randomizer though is because as a template for the randomizer, you always use the version that is also used in the speedrun, and this is one of the rare occasions where the US version is the fastest version and not the Japanese version or any other version. So yeah, we are playing Illusion of Gaia because the US release is actually the fastest for once. So we have the English text, and we have some... Oh, this is the diamond block. I should have had this a couple of minutes ago. No worries. We're going to visit a couple more locations. Right now we're talking to the king, but the king doesn't like us, so he puts us in a prison cell. And in this prison cell, I cannot move on because I cannot open this door. I need a key for that. Hamlet, the little piggy, is going to give me another item. But now I'm stuck, right? Wrong. There are dark spaces in here, and dark spaces are not only here to see, heal, and save, they are also here to let me travel. Because with the dark space warping, I can now open this warp menu, and every place I visited is now going to be recallable. So I can really easily travel back to a location I've once been, which makes this traveling across the overworld a lot faster. And yeah, gives me a lot of good possibilities to backtrack later into the game. And I'm seeing the names Terranigma thrown around. Yes, Terranigma is a wonderful game as well. This is the predecessor to Terranigma, so yeah, I am really happy to show this. I also play the Terranigma Randomizer. Whoops, this was the wrong one. This is the one I wanted. Right now we're using our first travel item. I use the teapot to call the spirits, and the spirits now let me travel to the next continent, and they will also let me travel to a dungeon. So in the dungeon, I usually ignore all the enemies. I just work my way through treasure chests, but there's a reason I ignore the enemies for now. The reason is I don't have a weapon at this point. I've brought you another special feature, which is the flute shuffle mode. Right now, Will does not have his flute, so he cannot attack, he cannot do the jump attack, he cannot block, and he cannot use his telekinesis without the flute. So right now, Will is kind of a little bit of a sitting duck. So yeah, making this a lot harder on myself than it had to be. So what's going to happen is I'm going to try to dodge enemies as best as possible, and I'm just going to make my way through these dungeons, getting to the treasure chests, until I find either my flutes, so I can normally attack, or until I find some of my abilities. I need to find my abilities really desperately, because they allow me to move through a lot of the dungeons later. I will need Slider, I will need Spin Dash to progress the later dungeons, and yeah, so this is why I'm also checking these dark spaces, because all dark spaces can have these abilities. In the vanilla game, they are set in always in the same location, of course, but in this randomizer, the abilities have been, yeah, randomized as well. So I'm going to check all the dark spaces, and I need to find 2 abilities for Will, and I also need to find 1 ability for Friedan, which is the night form we haven't seen yet, but what we will see soon. So I'm just working my way through this dungeon. This is Sky Garden. This is already on the 2nd continent, so the enemies hurt a little bit more. They deal 2 damage to me on hit. I have 8 HP at the moment, so 3 hits is okay. And the 4th hit will kill me. In the vanilla game, you would clear a room of all enemies and get a certain status upgrade. I will not get this status upgrade by killing enemies, because this is the randomizer. We want to be fast. We will not clear any rooms. We will kill bosses, and the bosses will give us stat upgrades. And this is my first Will ability. Gonna pick it up, gonna see what it is, and I'm gonna decide where to go next from here. It is Spin Dash. Excellent. This is actually really good. Kinda bad, because now I cannot check much more in this dungeon, but yeah. Yeah, we have to do a little detour here. The reason why I can't do much more in this dungeon is because I need telekinesis here, and I can only use telekinesis either as Friedan right now, or if I find my flute. Since I don't have my flute, I can only do 1 more thing here, which is clear this room. I'm gonna use Spin Dash to kill an enemy here. The reason why I killed this enemy is because he spawned an orb. You can think of the orb like a small key in other games. I need to defeat the enemy to activate the orb, and then a little explosion happens, and then another passage opens up for me. So I will not kill many enemies, but if an enemy has an orb, I will most likely kill them. Right now I'm using a little speedrun strat. I'm gonna jump over these ramps. This is not intended. You're supposed to get enough momentum to run up these ramps, but right now I can just use my jump attack to jump over these small ledges. And yeah, I think this is all I can do in here for now, unless I find my flute. So we're just gonna go off this this place and go visit the continent. We're now on continent number 2, so I have 5 new locations I can visit, and we're gonna visit the Diamond Coast first, because the Diamond Coast has a hint person. A person who will give me a hint. There's 11 of those in the game. And Sky Garden has aura. Okay, I need to go back to Sky Garden soon. But for now, let's go to the city. Cities are usually pretty nice because in the city I get a lot of free items that are just hidden and I can just pick them up. Also, every city has a dark space, so I might find a new ability there. Yeah, so the first part of the game is just finding my continents, finding all my travel items, getting to open world. The second part of the game would be to find my abilities so I can clear all the dungeons. And the last part is obviously killing my 4 required bosses and freeing Princess Kara. Princess Kara is also trapped in a painting like she was in the original game, but the painting is not on its usual spot, it's on a randomized spot, of course. There are 5 dungeons that don't have bosses at the end of them. We call those dungeons a minor dungeon, and these minor dungeons will have the possibility to have the Kara at the end. There's an item that will tell me where Kara is, but I haven't found it yet, so I just have to guess, and in order to free her I also need an item that is called the Magic Dust. So for now I'm just looking for anything that gives me a hint where to go next. And right now I've cleared everything in the city. I've seen the dark space as well, so sadly I did not find anything more, but there's one more thing I can do. I've been finding these red jewels along the way, and red jewels are like my currency. There's a trader, the jeweler, who gives me certain items for red jewels. These are randomized, of course. So I'm just gonna see what the list is, what he's giving me on the list. You can see in my tracker, I found 12 red jewels so far. So the first 4 items I all got. The will, herbs, and my secrets I will still get. The will is another travel item, so that's very good to see. My secret is the passage to the secret bonus dungeon, and as you can see, the price was 42. There are 50 red jewels in the game, but I only need 42 to get all the rewards in this seed. So there will be some dead drops for me. Any red jewel, 8 of them that I find that is higher than 42 will be basically yeah, a dead drop at this point. But I'm far away from that, so let's not worry about that. Let's worry about the next dungeon. This is the diamond mine. And the diamond mine is... I cannot clear this dungeon yet, because I need a lot of keys to open doors here. But I'm still going in here, because there are 3 dark spaces in here, and with an ability, I can reach all of those. I'm gonna use the spin dash to my advantage here. Spin dash gives me a lot of invulnerability time. So when I spin with my spin dash, I can just move through enemies and they will not be able to hit me. Also, I can use the spin dash to hit these switches. It's a little bit annoying to have to charge up a spin dash every time I need to hit a switch, but at least I can do it without the flute. Otherwise, these switches would just be unmovable. So I'm gonna open all these switches here, open the little door in the middle, and then I can move forward. And what I also can do with spin dash is I can open fake walls. There are certain fake walls in the game. There are 2 fake walls in this dungeon, and with spin dash I'm in the perfect position to break these open and find what's hidden behind them. There is one door right over here, so I'm gonna spin and touch the wall, and I freed this guy, and he gives me an item. It's a red jewel. Okay. I'm gonna take this for now, because red jewels are still very valuable. Gonna kill this enemy to create another orb to get access to this dark space, because dark space will give me an ability, possibly. No, it will not, but this dark space lets me transform into freedom, so I might be coming back to here soon. Let's keep this in mind, but we're not finished here yet. I can still move my way through the back of this place, and I can still use a little sequence break. In the original game, you are not supposed to have spin dash yet, so these ramps are basically the only way you can get across these ramps is with momentum. But since I have spin dash already, I can just use spin dash and get up these ramps and make my life a whole lot easier, which also allows me to move up this ramp and get the item that's hidden behind it. I just need to charge up spin dash again to break these chains and free this guy. Another red jewel. Okay, I don't mind too much. I've talked about 3 dark spaces that are in here, so let's go see the last 2. One we've already found, and now this is a little bit of a mini gauntlet. I have to kill a lot of enemies here to create these orbs. And I need to keep my spin dash charged all times, so I do not lose too much time here. I'm also hopping into the menu for a second every time I use an orb, because the game is lags a bit behind. The door is already open, even if the explosion has not happened yet. So by using the menu, I can just run through this wall, even though it has not been exploded yet. So I'm gonna do this at every orb, and it's gonna save me a couple of minutes over the course of the run, because there is a lot of orbs in this game. And right now, this is the next fake wall with the next dark space, nothing in here. So let's see if this one has something that I can use. Oh yeah, this is a freedom ability. So let's see if this is the one ability that I desperately need, which would be Dark Freya, which would be the red symbol in my tracker, or if it's one of the other ones, which I might not. Ah, it's Aura Barrier. Okay. That's fine. I can make that work. So Aura Barrier is basically pretty useless, but in the randomizer there's one point where I can make use of it, and it is this room. I've already been here, we checked the dark space in here, and now we're back as Freedan. We use the dark space warping to maintain our transformation and visit this room as Freedan now. And now that I have a sword, I can easily kill enemies, but I can also use my telekinesis now. And with the Aura Barrier, I can activate this statue sitting down here. Now a sword will attack me. I hit the sword 3 times, and now I can use telekinesis to move the statue to the switch, and the passage opens, and voila! 2 items that I can get. So I'm gonna jump up here. Get another red jewel, perfect. And you see that there is another statue with a sword blocking the lower statue. And I'm gonna try to use a little speedrun glitch to get past that. I'm gonna use item buffering. There's 1 pixel where I can just barely move below the statue without falling down this little cliff. So I'm gonna see if I can manipulate myself to that pixel. Perfect, it worked. So I get this item a little bit earlier, and now I'm gonna warp back to this dark space because I still want stuff to do stuff here. There is still some things I can use my telekinesis for, so we are going to just warp back to the foyer again as Freedan, and we're gonna revisit the rooms we could not visit before as Freedan. Do some stuff here and see some more dark spaces. And I also had a hint that the aura should be here, but I haven't found it yet, so I really hope I'm gonna find it soon. Oh wait, I already checked this one. That was my bad. The aura is very important because I can not only transform into Freedan and Will, there's also a third transformation I can use, which is Shadow. Shadow is super powerful, especially if you want to destroy bosses, because he deals the most damage to bosses. So I definitely want the aura, and I definitely want to see Shadow. So yeah, let's see if I can find something more useful in here. Sadly not a problem. We are going to check one more dark space for an ability, and yeah, after that we can still do some really cool stuff. I need another travel item soon as well. But first let's check that dark space, and then I can either move on further with these moontrap spirits I called earlier. They can take me to the Sea Palace, which would be a dead end at this point because I need a key to open up the door to the palace to get out. But I could also backtrack a little bit now that I have an will ability and that I can defeat enemies as well. I could go back to Inca Ruins. We've been there for 1 check right at the start of the game, but now I have a will ability and a diamond block, so I can move a lot further than there, and I think that's what I want to do. So we're just gonna move back to South Cape, and we are going back on Continent 1 and see if we can do some stuff there. So we are just going to go back to Inca real quick. There's one location I haven't visited in either of these continents. I haven't visited Neil's Cottage on Continent 2, and I have not visited Itari Village in Continent 1. The reason for that is these places are special. I need to play a melody there, but I don't have a flute, so without the flute I cannot play a melody. So I have to find the flute and the respective melody first, so I can move, I can do stuff there. So yeah. Need to keep that in mind. Gonna put down the diamond block here, let myself get hit so I can move a little bit faster. And there are plates, and I can move across here. And yeah, let's see if we can find some more stuff in here. I'm gonna open up a little shortcut by activating another orb. I'm gonna kill this enemy, and then from now on I have a place of I have a ladder going down from the start, so I don't have to play these first two rooms again. So just opened up a little shortcut in case I have to come back here. I can also use spin dash to destroy the statue, so I can move through this passage. Enemies, please don't hit me. And now we're going to do things a little bit differently than the speedrun. Because we will have to check a lot more than the any % run does. So we're going into a room. If you only know the speedrun, you have never seen this room. But it's still... Oh, wait. Ah, I messed up. We're coming back to this room, but we will have to come back here as Friedan because I need telekinesis in this room. And I completely forgot that for a moment. Silly me. No problem. I can still move on in this dungeon because we have a little glitch that we can use to go further into the dungeon. First, we're going to get one more item in here, which is going to be this chest. I'm just going to use spin dash to destroy these statues again. Here we go. It's the prison key. Ooh, that's good too. That's for the prison cell we've been in before, but first let's go a little bit deeper in Inca. I'm gonna climb on this ladder, manipulate this enemy, and now I'm in the wall. I'm in the floor, and I can just climb down the floor, get into this room, and I'm in the back of the dungeon. So I just skipped the entire middle section of this dungeon, which is about 2.5 minutes that I skipped. Sadly, I have to backtrack a little bit because I also skipped some items. But this is super convenient because, yeah, I can just get down here super fast, find another dark space, and hopefully, yeah, get some more items in here. This is also used in the speedrun. This trick alone took about 1.5 minutes out of the speedrun route, so we found this little trick in the randomizer. And it was so useful that even the speedrun started using it, which is super cool. So the last 3 or 4 optimizations for the speedrun for either category actually have been found by playing the randomizer, which is really cool because I also do the speedrun of this game. So I play the randomizer far more often, but it's really cool how you can find stuff that's useful in the speedrun in the randomizer and vice versa. So this is... I kind of like this kind of synergy. We transformed into Friedan again, and now we're going to do the backtracking because I will need some more telekinesis soon. And only Friedan can use telekinesis for now because I need a weapon for that. So we are going to do a little backtracking. First we are going to get another treasure chest over here, trying to always keep moving so these whirlix, these flying enemies, won't reach me. And now I'm gonna jump over the water, and we are back in the room we were before. Almost. I'm too fast. You will never catch me, Wallix. Okay. Cross this ramp, and we're back in this room. So now I can show this trick that I wanted to do with the statues. Now that I have telekinesis, we are going to move back here, and the idea is there are 4 plates of gold, and I have to put a statue on each of the gold plates. But I'm lazy, so instead of moving all of them, I'm gonna let one of them come alive. I'm gonna move 2 with my telekinesis, and I'm gonna manipulate this one to move on the plate on its own, and I'm gonna stand on the 4th one, and yeah, made this a lot faster than developer intended it. I'm also going to use Freedan to hit this enemy across the wall, so I can open this passage a little bit earlier. And now I can listen to the wind melody. This is where you would usually learn a melody in the game, but of course in the randomizer I just get any random item here. But I still have to listen to the melody for a moment. Right.
While we do that, do make sure that you get your donations in. We are still hoping to get some of these incentives fulfilled, including that Final Fantasy Mystic Quest upgraded to 100%.
Ooh, I love 100% speedruns. My favorite category, either game. So we are kinda... we have a lot of choices that we can do now. Let's go back to the diamond mine. I'm using the dark space warp to make the backtrack a little bit easier. Doesn't matter if I'm free, then I will right now. So, we're just gonna move back one room, and we will use one of the keys we just got, which is the elevator key. The elevator, I need to use this key to open this door, and then I can move deeper into the mine. And here's a little thing we changed in the randomizer. This elevator moves a lot faster than it does in the vanilla game. There are a lot of these little quality of life changes that have been added. There are cutscenes that have just been cut out. There have been cutscenes that have been sped up a lot. Elevators have been sped up. Item fanfares have been removed. So if you want to play Illusion of Gaia or Illusion of Time, but you always thought that at some points the game slows down to a halt because of so much text and so much so long item fanfares or something, I would recommend checking out the randomizer, because you get all the gameplay feeling, but you get it in a really speedy way. Right now I found a super important item, which is Lance's letter, and it will tell me where Princess Kara is. And Princess Kara is in Edward's prison. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. But since my inventory is really full, I'm gonna toss this letter. And right now I'm really don't know where to go. Yeah, I do know where to go. We're gonna move forward now. We've already been revisited some places, but now it's time to see a new location. We are going to go to the Sky Garden, and we are going to move to a place that is currently a dead end. But there's 4 items in there, so I want to see what's there. We're going to move to Sea Palace. This is a neutral location, so whenever I visit a neutral location, I will get transformed back to Will, even though I was freedom just a second ago. I also always will be Will when I visit cities. But that's not important right now, because in this place there are no enemies. I can just get some items done. This was an herb. This is not as great. Yeah, and please be generous. It's for a good cause, and I'm also gonna add something for a good cause. For every death that I get in this game, I will add $10 donation at the end of the run. If anyone wants to match me, feel free to do so. But I'm gonna say this is right now we're at the very first dungeons in the game, so this will get a lot harder if we visit the late game dungeons. And the category is called Apokalypse Gaia. For everybody who knows the vanilla game, the end boss was called Dark Gaia, and I've brought to you a super hard randomizer only special end boss. So this boss is super hard, and it's super easy to die there. So I assume I will rack up a lot of... Oh, that's my key. Perfect. I will rack up a lot of deaths when I try to defeat Apokalypse Gaia. So right now we are in the Sea Palace. There are a lot of demons here, but there's a well at the end, well of evil at the bottom. I put in the purification stone I found earlier, and all the people transform back into humans. And one of these humans is gonna give me an item. So we're just gonna travel back again. We are going to move upwards again. Now I have to kind of dodge these humans, because if I run against a human, I will stop running. And if you don't know this game is a little bit special with its controls. I don't have a dedicated run button. Every run action that I do is going to be a double tap on my D-pad. So yeah, this can really wear down your thumb if you have to constantly stop and start moving again. So I'm trying to stay in motion as much as I can. Okay, we're going to use this key we just found, which is the Moo Palace key. Open this door, and now I have a new continent available to me with new dungeons and new cities. So we are just going to visit some of those. We are going to go to the Angel Village first. I cannot do that much here. There's a little dungeon at the back of it, but I need Slider to do anything in the dungeon, so at this point I can just check one hidden item, and I can check one hidden dark space, which is in the room at the very bottom of this place, and hopefully there's something in there. There is not. Huh. Seed is really not giving me any abilities right now, which is kind of a shame. I'm gonna talk to the jeweler again, because I found some more red jewels. Gonna hand them all, and we're at 18 right now. 22 was my next travel item, so I guess we will have to find 4 more red jewels on this continent. There are only 3 locations on this continent, but there's another city I can check, so let's do that first. So we are on continent 3 right now, basically the middle of the game. Here is Watemia, the city on rafts, and we are going to see if we can get 4 hidden items here. First we're going to drive this leaf, this lotus leaf, up to this little raft over here, and the guy will give me an item. Oh, he gave me a status upgrade, more HP, which is pretty nice. I can really not... Yeah, we might have to jump into another dungeon soon, but before we do that, let's do some more item checks. There's a hidden item in here, another red jewel, perfect. There's also my friend Lance who's living here. He's living in a house, and he will also hand me over an item. Hi Lance, thanks for the red jewel, you're a good pal. There's another hidden hint. Shrubber has magic dust. Ooh, the magic dust was the item that I need to free Princess Kara, so that is very important I picked that up. But Shrubber is an enemy deep inside Angkor Wat, and I don't have access to Angkor Wat yet. I still need the continent, and I need a lot more abilities to move through Angkor Wat. So, yeah. We will have to find a way there very soon. Okay, let's go to the Great Wall. The Great Wall is the 4th major dungeon, which means the enemies hurt a lot here. They will deal 4 HP of damage to me. I have 10 HP right now, but I can use a little trick. I can just jump through the enemy hitboxes. The reason why this works is I don't have a flute at the moment, so I can trigger a jump attack, and he will do the jump attack animation. The animation will give me invincibility frames, but because I don't have a flute, I don't have a hitbox, so I can just jump through the hitbox of these enemies and get past these archers a little bit easier. And there we go. So I will be stuck at some point in this dungeon because I need to defeat enemies here. But for now I can at least take a little bit of advantage. Yes, really good game for a randomizer. And like I said, I don't need all the red jewels this seed. I only need 42. So let's see how fast we can find those. I'm also showing you a lot of additional options. This is a little bit more than the base randomizer would give you, but that's not not all of them by far. We can also have add different stuff to this randomizer. You could basically switch out the enemies if you wanted. We call that an randomizer. You could use something that's called a door shuffle, which means whenever you enter a room, you can just end up in any random location and you have to find your way. There is an option that I personally love a lot, which is called overworld shuffle, which means the overworld locations, my continents, are mixed up, and so the travel items have a different use each seed. There is something called the boss shuffle, so whenever you enter a boss room, you don't face the boss of the respective dungeon, you face a random boss, which is pretty cool. A lot of options. Like I said, I've already brought you the randomizer only bonus boss, which is Apokalypse Gaia. Gonna jump over the snake. And we are going to jump over another snake here. Thank you. This is not good. Gonna use the jump attack to avoid this arrow. And we're in another dark space. And I really need some ability. Oh, there is one. Perfect. I was just gonna say, I really need some abilities now or I'm gonna be stuck. But the game heard me and I was complaining enough, so the game said, fine, here you go, have an ability. And perfect, this is the one ability I was looking for. This is the Dark Freya ability of Friden. What this does is I'm able to shoot a fireball now. So I'm, from this moment on, able to defeat enemies from a distance, which is very important because there are certain parts that I can only reach by hitting an enemy from a distance, including in this very dungeon. So I'm going to stay here, slalom through these snakes, and we are going to stay here and defeat a couple of... Oh, wait. I'm going to do something that might seem a little bit strange, but I'm going to just visit this dark space and immediately leave again. I want to do this because this is a good starting point if I have to come back here. So I can easily come back here in case I need a quick transformation or something. So this is just like... I might not need this in the end, but I'm just gonna take this with me because it only costs me a couple of seconds and it might come handy in the future. But right now I need to kill this archer with my powered up fireball. I've already found upgrades for this one, so this is even more powerful than usual. Oh boy, don't hit me, don't kill me, please. We are going to use these totally fair hitboxes of these enemies because of course when I stand with the back to the enemy I will still hit it and it will move through me. That's totally how it works in real life, or so I'm told. And now that I can move past here, there's another dark space in the room below, but I need to unlock this dark space by killing 6 of these archer enemies. But since I have an upgraded Dark Freya, this is not a problem at all. I am just going to use my Dark Freya to kill these guys and hopefully get some double and triple hits. So let's just... Yes, perfect. Good mention in chat. There is a hard limit on healing items. I can always full heal in dark space, but if I want to heal outside of that, I need to eat an herb, and there are only 12 herbs in the game. I will not use any of those in the during the base game. The reason for that is Apokalypse Gaia, because Apokalypse Gaia is so hard. I want to save all my herbs for... Oh boy, this is not what I wanted to see. This is really not what I wanted to see. This is going to be the Earthquaker ability. I'm not gonna take that for a moment. I'm going to use that thing that I was planning ahead for earlier. I want to kill this boss in here. No, I don't want to kill this boss. Do I want to kill this boss? No, it's statue number 4. I don't need this. No, we're not going to kill this boss because I don't have a flute at the moment. I keep forgetting that I don't have a flute. And killing this boss without a flute is possible, but it's super mega slow. So we will keep this boss in the back of our head and we might come back here later. Right now, I need to turn in some items. Some red jewels. And we are going to give you all my red jewels, and now I have the will. This is not the will that's walking around. This is the last will of some guy who gave me his camels, his crux. And now I can visit the next continent. I've just moved over to continent number 4. This is the city of Euro. And in the city of Euro, I have a lot of items. So I'm very happy to be here. There's 7 items I can pick up. So a lot of more possibilities where I can move on. Also in this continent, I have 2 more dungeons, including Angkor Wat. And I already learned that Angkor Wat is very important for me because my magic dust is hidden inside there. So very good that I found the place to this. Also, I'm very close to getting open world right now. I just need 1 more continent unlocked. And as you can see, this is another change to the randomizer. This line usually moves super slow. You have to stand in line for 4 minutes to get these items. But in the randomizer, our developer had some hearts to our speedrunners. It's only a couple of seconds you have to wait to get these items. So very convenient, very big quality of life change. Also, there is Anne. She loves apples. In the main game, you have to give her 3 apples. In the randomizer, she only needs 1 apple, and she will exchange it for another item, which was another red jewel, which is not the worst, but also not the best. Red jewels are starting to become less and less relevant right now. We're gonna get another hint from these guys. Maybe it's something useful. Pyramid has Rama statue. Yeah, this is kinda useful, but also kinda not. Let's see. You have a red jewel. There's 1 more item in this back room. The necklace. Okay. Oh, this is not bad. This is really good. The necklace is one of the items I will need for Edward's prison, where Princess Kara is hidden. So good that I found it, but sadly I cannot use it yet. I have 2 mushroom drops. Should I visit the mushroom dungeon? We're gonna get 2 little side checks done first. We're gonna dip into Angkor Wat. I cannot do anything in there because I will need my slider to move past the narrow passage in here. Also, I don't have the flute, so I'm pretty much a sitting duck in this dungeon, even with spin dash. But there's 1 treasure chest that I can just reach by walking in, which is this one, and maybe it's the flute. Oh, perfect. Oh, excellent. Perfect. No, this is really good. So yeah. Oh, this is excellent. So from now on, Will is able to play melodies. He's able to block again. He's able to use telekinesis again. I can do a lot of stuff now. So, can I just move on there? Let's move. Go over here. These are the 3 statues. I can touch them with the Gorgon flower I found earlier. And the middle one will give me an item for that. Another red jewel. Well, yes, Quintet games were very cool. Indeed, Quintet games are my favorite. I love all 3 of those games, and I love also the randomizers of all these games. Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma have excellent randomizers. Can only recommend. And we're gonna move on to another dungeon, which is a lot harder than the dungeons we've been in so far. It's the Mushroom Dungeon. It's Mount Cress. I will need a lot of spin dash in here because these enemies hurt a lot. The enemies will shoot at me, spit acid at me. They will follow me a lot. There are these fairies that summon fireballs and follow me all over the screen. So I will need to use the spin dash mostly for that burst of speed that I get, but also for invincibility frames. And the reason why this is so hard is because I only have these narrow paths to walk on. And the enemies can usually fly, so I'm really at a disadvantage here, but I will try my best to make use of it. Yeah, this level is usually disliked by a lot of people, either from the randomizer or the speedrun, because it's a bit like a maze, and these spiders are super annoying, these skulls are super annoying. But we can make it work. We just need to remember our way and abuse the heck out of spin dash, which is what we're going to do. Okay, another red jewel. Gonna dodge this spider, and now we're going to spin through these skulls. Excellent. Worked out perfectly so far. The reason why I'm not too mad about this dungeon right now is because there are 3 dark spaces in here. So 3 times the chance I find my slider, which is my last missing ability. Oh, I have the flute now. I wanted to jump through this spider here, but since I have the flute, I have to do this the old-fashioned way and use spin dash. And yeah, this is... I've practiced a heck out of this dungeon because this is really super hard. You need to be pretty fast to get past all these enemies. You need to move in a certain speed so you can predict the movement of the enemies. And if you are too slow, then you will have random movement, and random movement means you will get hit a lot. And if you get hit a lot, you will die a lot, because these enemies deal 5 points of damage. I have 10 HP, so I can tank 1 hit, but on the second hit I will most likely die. That's kinda true. I also found the defense upgrade already, which you can see in the tracker. In the tab Stats and Abilities, I have 10 HP, 2 Strength and 1 Defense. So I will take 1 point of damage less from every source, including bosses, which is really important. I don't care much about Strength upgrades, but I love to see a lot of defense upgrades. And yeah. Here's the reason why we needed mushroom drops. If you sprinkle mushroom drops on these broken vines, they will grow back together, and that will allow me to move on further into this dungeon. And move past this ferry, squeeze through here, take a left, take a right. Excellent. Now we're in the 2 hardest rooms of this dungeon. I need to use spin dash here a lot because there are 5 fairies on this floor, which all summon these fireballs, and they can easily just kill me. So I need to move super fast to get past them, because if I get stuck in the middle of them, this can happen. And that's the first death. I've been dying before. But that was intentional deaths, aka death warps. This was my first unintentional death, so please mark it down. This is my first $10 donation for the good cause. And we will hopefully see some more of those. Hopefully for the good cause. Hopefully not for me if I want to reach this estimate, but right now I'm feeling pretty good. So we have to backtrack a little bit, which is not that hard. I just need to go through these first 2 rooms again. Luckily I picked up the items, so I don't have to visit a side room again, but there's another very hard side room that I have to walk through, and let's see if this one will fare me some better luck. First I need to dodge this guy again. Fireballs please. Spin dash for the rescue. Okay. So, this room is also infamous. I don't know if you watch a lot of Illusion of Gaia speedruns, but this room is very important in the any percent speedrun, because this room has a lot of enemies. It has so many enemies that it causes lag in the game. And it even has soft lock potential. So you can crash your game in this room, but you can also intentionally break your game and trigger something that is called a wrong warp. So the any percent speedrun plays the game to this room, and then it uses Aura Barrier and a certain set of spiders to trigger a wrong warp and warp directly into the credits, which is super convenient because it cuts out 2 of the hardest dungeons and the boss rush at the end of the game. So this puts this game, the any percent of this game, from a 120 to 103. So yeah, since we found this wrong warp in the randomizer, and since then there has been new categories in the speedrun. Any percent is now the credits warp, and the old any percent is now any percent no wrong warp. And there's also been some additional categories. There has been added Beat Dark Gaia, which warps to the final boss room. And there's also a new all bosses category, which just warps into the last remaining boss rooms. So yeah, really a lot of crazy new stuff that has been done in this game. And if you want to check it out, there's a lot of active Illusion of Gaia speedrunners at the moment. So I would really recommend you watch out for those guys, because what they're playing is totally amazing. This was not a death, by the way, this was a death warp. I'm done with this dungeon right now. I would need a third mushroom drop to get to the end of it. I don't have it right now, so we are just going to nope out of here. And we are going to move to another dungeon, which is Angkor Wat. This is equally hard. Yes, there is a new. I wouldn't call it new, but there is 100%. There is an all bosses category, which basically just collects the red jewels, and there is a 100% category, which I also run. It's my favorite category, to be honest. The true 100% category collects all the items in the game, so all the red jewels, but also all the herbs, all the story items, all the items that usually get skipped out, like the black glasses or certain letters or journals. And the 100% category also collects all 6 abilities, which usually in the speedrun you just collect the 3 will abilities and Dark Freya, and that's it. But yeah, in the 100% category you will also collect Earthquaker and Aura Barrier, which is really cool. I like that category a lot. I'm currently, I think, 4th in the leaderboard for this category, but that might have changed because we recently had a new runner or 2 joining this category, so I would have to check up. That was our first troll. This is an empty chest. There are 2 empty chests in the game, and they're randomized into the pool as well. So we just found one of our trolls, but it's not that bad. We can still do a lot of stuff in here. So this dungeon is super hard. These enemies deal a lot of damage, but as you can see, I'm moving around pretty safely because there is not a lot of RNG. These enemies will always move the same when you approach them the same way, except for this room. This is the garden. The garden is terrible. The garden has zombies, which are these scorpion guys, and the garden has flies, and I hate those flies. These flies are super annoying. They move super fast. They deal a ton of damage to everybody, and they're completely unpredictable. So it's just, you're just at their mercy. You can just run and hope they don't hit you, and sometimes they fly past you and laugh at you, and other times they just poke you 2-3 times before you can even react, and you're dead. So yeah, let's hope the flies are on my side today, because I need to get through this as Friedan in one piece. Please let me. Thank you. Just got one little bonk from the flies, but yeah, I made it. Hooray. Right now we're going to use a little speedrun glitch, but we're going to use an easier version of it. We are going to kill an enemy before it can block our path. I need to do this before triggering this golem, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot my Freya. I'm going to make it split, and I'm going to kill this guy off screen. This is called the Earthquaker skip, because the intention was that you use Earthquaker to stun this enemy and walk past him, but as you can see, you can just kill him off screen or like before he activates, and then you can get past this passage too. So I did not have to pick up the Earthquaker ability. I just had to find Aura Barrier to get past this guy. This is also what you would do in the speedrun, also, although not the way I just did it. You would usually use the kill him off screen category. This is not a death, this is another death warp. I use that to move on forward, because I want to be Will again, and dying is the easiest way to turn back into Will. But for this last section of the dungeon, I need a lot of spin dash and slider, so it's faster to just die and transform back into Will than to find another dark space and transform by using that. Okay, we're moving towards an enemy that locks an item, which is called the Shrubber. And there was a hint that told me Shrubber has magic dust, so it's really, really important I pick this up. So there we go, magic dust, which is one of our hard required go mode items, which is nice. Very, very good. So we're already making good progress towards our end goal. But we're not finished with this dungeon yet. We still have 3 more, yeah. 3 more floors to clear. Right now I need to focus a little bit. There is an item that's called the sunglasses, which makes this room normal lighted, but like I said, I also do the speedrun. In the speedrun you don't pick up the glasses, you just learn how to do this room blind. Sorry if it's a bit too bright for some people. I know it can be on some certain screens, but I only have to move through it one more time. There we go. And now you're freed from the bright light. So what I'm doing right now is doing these checks out of logic, because the randomizer would not expect you to do these rooms without the sunglasses. The randomizer would not expect you to use any glitches or use any speedrun strats. I'm just doing these because I'm used to doing them and because it speeds up the game a little bit. So if you feel like, yeah, I love this game, I want to try this randomizer, but I don't know all these glitches, I don't know all these strats, I don't know how to do this or that, don't worry. The randomizer does not expect you to know anything. You can play this game completely casual, vanilla, as you used to play it when you were a little kid, as I used to play it when I was a little kid. And you will still be able to solve all your seeds like that. So it's really, there's really no reason why you shouldn't give this a try if you really think this is something you could enjoy. Babel has Rama statue. Okay, very good. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are going to... we are going to use some of our new items we found. Our inventory is kind of full. Oh, we're going to move to the right room again. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm very sorry. We're going to move through this again one more time. Now we're finished. Just need to reach this dark space to warp out. So, our inventory space is kind of limited. We have 16 slots. And, if I get more items than these 16, then I will have to leave those behind. So I need to make sure I clear stuff out of my inventory every now and then. These red jewels I can just use out of my inventory, that's not a big deal. But some other items I have to turn to certain locations to use them. Like this red melody I found. This is Lola's melody, it's a magic melody. So I move through this meadow and I play the magic melody. And as it happens, the magic village Ituri or Itori will appear. And in this village, I can do... yeah, I can find 2 more items. But also my friend Lily lives here. And Lily is living in a magic village. She's a magical girl. Lily can transform into a dandelion seed. And then, yeah, she can help me as a dandelion. So but she wants a necklace to help me. So luckily I found the necklace, I turn in the necklace, and now Lily lives in my pocket as a dandelion seed. And she will come out on certain points to help me, but first we are going to get another hint from this guy. Snake Game has red jewel, that's fine. And we are going to get another hidden item, which is down here. Need to destroy another fake wall. I can use any of the will abilities to destroy fake walls, not just Spin Dash or Psycho Dash. I can also use Slider, so yeah. There is the first ability of will, the Psycho Dash ability. I will never pick it up, because whatever Psycho Dash can do, the other abilities can do too. But right now, we have everything we can to free our princess, so let's take care of that. We're going back into the prison. I could have used the dark space to warp directly into the prison cell, but I can also just talk to the king again, and he will send us down to the prison. And now I can open this door with the key. And since Lily is in my pocket as well, she will help me open another door in the middle of the dungeon, so I can full clear this place, which means I don't have to double dip here. Yay! I like not having to double dip. This, compared to Angkor Wat, where we have just been, this dungeon is super easy. These enemies don't barely deal any damage at all. They are super chill. They don't want to attack me. They just like, yeah, I'm living in this dungeon and I don't want to hurt you, and so I just move past them. I kill a couple of these water snakes because they trigger some orbs, which I need. But other than that, they don't hurt me. I try not to hurt them. We're all good buddies in here. Ooh, more red jewels. Perfect.
Okay, I need to jump in and let you guys know that I am done for the day. I'm going to pass it on to RPG Chick, who will be hosting for the remainder of this run and a couple more. So, from everybody here at the House of Indigo, thank you very much. And I will see you all later. Keep those donations rolling.
Thank you very much and welcome.
Hi. Just to introduce myself, y'all know me. I'm the RPG Chick, and I'll be hosting for the rest of this run and for Virtual Highlight, which is going to be coming up next.
Ooh, Virtual Highlight. It's an experience. I don't know if I would call it a good game, but it's definitely an experience.
It is definitely an experience. And just as a quick reminder, we do have one open incentive for the night, which is to change Mystic Quest from any percent to 100%. It is well worth a watch. So it is currently sitting at $65 out of $200. So if y'all want to donate towards that and change any percent to 100%, and you want to hear that sweet, sweet Firebird music, I'm here to read your donations.
Yeah, keep those donations rolling. It's not only for a great incentive, it's also for a great cause. So really, really much appreciated. Everybody who donated so far and everybody who is still gonna donate. Like I said, I'm still gonna keep my word with $10 for every death. Right now our counter is at 1, but I will stack up a few more of those, I'm pretty sure. So right now Lily helped us open this door. We transformed into Freedom to hit a switch that was out of reach, and now we're moving through the last part of this dungeon. I can pick up 2 more items, but there will be a portrait with Princess Kara at the end of this place. And once I sprinkle down the magic dust, I will have freed her, and she will also live in my pocket. So she can help me defeat the final boss, which is super convenient. Sadly, I'm only finding red jewels here, which is not as great, but I'm not gonna complain. So, right now, Friedan is gonna transform back. And we're going to get 1 more item out of this barrel. A hieroglyph tile, nice. And now we're gonna sprinkle the magic dust and kiss the princess, and hurry boy, she's waiting there for you. And if we had a race right now, this is where we all would start singing Africa from Toto. But since this is not a race and my singing voice is not the best, I'm going to spare your ears for tonight. So yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Oh yeah, we had a hint about the aura being in this place. Why not we could grab the aura right now. This sounds good. Let's just use another of our dark space warps to go into this blue room. So many possums in chat. Okay. Not against it, just stating a fact. We found the Dark Freya, which means now I can finally get the last item of this dungeon, because it was locked behind an enemy that has to be killed from a distance again. So now that I have Dark Freya, I can come back here and I can just move past these worms and then hit this blue Cyber in the middle. Best music. I would not say best. I prefer the Inca music, but definitely a good one. Definitely a good one, I can say. Though I'm kind of biased. I love all the music in the Quintet games. There are very few bad tracks in either game. And Illusion of Gaia, in my honest opinion, has the... nice, there was the aura. Perfect. Has the best soundtrack of all the games. So, we found the aura, which means from now on I can also transform into Shadow. You see Shadow's statue right here at the side. I will use Shadow very soon, but before I do that, I will play another song on my flute. And, RPG Chick, if there are any donations or anything, just be rude, just interrupt me. I can keep talking about this game for hours and days, so if you don't stop me, I will just keep talking. If you have something to say, just jump in and I will be quiet while you have something really important to say. Otherwise, I will just keep on rambling.
No worries. We don't have anything at the moment. But again, just that quick reminder, you can upgrade that Mystic Quest any percent run to 100%. And you can also name Benjamin, and there's only one name in there at the moment. So you have plenty of time for that, too.
Yeah. So keep those donations coming, guys. So this is our cousin Neil. We just played him the memory melody, and now he remembered, hey, I used to own an airplane. I now remember where it is, and now I can fly. And he can fly me to the Tower of Babel. I could play the boss rush in here, but I need one more item to do that. But what I also can do is I can pick up 2 items in here, and one has been spoiled to me as the Rama statue, I believe, if I remember the hint correctly. So I'm going to get this. Perfect. So I got 2 very important items. I'm past the point where I need travel items. I have open world at this point. I'm past the point where I need dungeon. I still need a couple of dungeon items, but not too many. What I'm looking for now is to finish this seed. I'm looking for boss items. So let's talk about our bosses. We have the boss number 1, number 3, number 5, and number 6. So I need to find the access to the boss rooms in the Inca ruins, in the continent Mu, which we haven't even visited yet. I need the boss locations for the pyramid, and I need either the boss rush or the hidden bonus dungeon. So for statue 6, because there are 7 bosses in this game, so there are 2 ways to get statue 6. Right now I'm visiting my last continent, which is Dao. Just red jewels, okay. So we are just going to see if we can get... Oh, a last point of mushroom drops. That's fine. We can also play the snake game here. I will only get an herb here, but I will love that herb. Definitely. So, yeah, I need certain items to find these bosses. The most items are required for statue number 5. For the Mummy Queen, I need 6 hieroglyphs and the Father's Journal. Lucky for me, I already have 4 of those hieroglyphs and the journal as well. So only 2 items missing. I need the Diamond Block, the Wind Melody, and 2 Inca statues, A and B, for the access to boss number 1, which is Kastov. Sadly, I only have the Diamond Block right now. But, Fizzu, I'm not swinging a sword, I'm swinging a flute. That's a flute, not a sword, so it's fine. I'm not cheating. Don't worry. Okay, we won the game. We're gonna hand in more of these red jewels and just 4 more. Okay. Let's go straight to the pyramid. Come on, let's dive right in. We're going to the last dungeon of this game. The last really hard dungeon. Enemies hurt a lot. My stats are not the best. Usually you should be here at the end of the game with about 30 HP. I have 10 HP right now. I have 1 measly point in defense, which means barely anything in this dungeon. But I have the aura, so let's just go there. Oh wow, I found another random strength upgrade, which will not help me at all. Don't worry, we will still make this happen. So I'm going to talk to her. She would just give me a red jewel. And, oops, that was not intended. We will transform into Shadow now. And Shadow is stronger than Freedom and Will, so he deals a little bit more damage. But also Shadow can use the aura. And when Shadow uses the aura, he turns into a puddle. And in the pyramid specifically, whenever there are these tiles in the floor, Freedan can sink through the floor as this puddle. So, we are going to... Oh, nice. The second Rama statue. Perfect. This Rama statue is required for boss number 3, but right now I need a little bit of focus because this is super hard, and I'm going to use a couple of little tricks here. I'm going to abuse something that is called an iframe dash and an aura glitch. I'm trying to explain it. The aura glitch works as I do these drops. I will use an attack and then cancel it with the aura animation. The game gives me the aura animation, which makes me invulnerable for a couple of moments, but it will also remember that I just attacked. So when I land in the aura glitch, I will... Oh, perfect, Incas, that should be. I will also push away any enemies I might land in, so it makes my drops way more safer. The other thing that I used was an iframe dash. I attack an enemy just before I hit him, and that way I can move through his hitbox while he's in his hurt frames. So that also makes it a lot easier. And I've turned in the Father's Journal to this guy, and he translated it... No, wait. Now let's go this way. He translated it for me, so in my tracker, where you could formerly see 6 birds, you now see the right order of the hieroglyphs. This is randomized, of course, so you need to find Father's Journal, otherwise you don't know the right order, and you don't get any indicator which one of your hieroglyphs is right or not. So the Father's Journal is really hard required. I'm gonna use another aura glitch here and hope that the bird soldier that's patrolling down there is kind. He is. Perfect. And now I'm gonna use another iframe dash to move through these orbs. Perfect. And now I'm going to use another aura drop, and there is a door at the very end of this drop, and sometimes you land right inside the door and you don't have to stand... Ah, no, I missed it. It's a 1 pixel, we call this the swag pixel, because if you hit it, it's not really saving that much time, but it looks super swag, so it's the swag pixel. Okay, and that was almost the end of this room. I just need to make 1 more iframe dash, but through 2 enemies at once this time. So, yeah, let's see if I can make it. Excellent. Perfect. And this was another hieroglyph tile, and it was vanilla. Ugh. Is this even randomized? So this was a hieroglyph tile that was at the location where you would find a hieroglyph tile in the original game. So we call this a vanilla check, and yeah, random players don't like vanilla checks because we randomize the game. So why would we want an item at the same spot we are used to finding it? That's just boring. Randomize your game, please. Okay, I've done all I can do with Shadow now, so we're now using Will again. Not because Will is necessarily faster, but it's much safer to use Will, because I can use the spin dash to move through enemies while I'm invulnerable, and this is gonna make it so much easier. Also, I can move through these mummies while they're still in the wall, get through this item, Lola's Letter. This is another travel item. We already have open worlds, but we're still gonna find a couple more travel items, because there's always 2 ways to move through the room. True, Mario falling sounds, definitely true, but still feels kinda lazy of the randomizer to give me vanilla items. Just saying. This room where I am right now is super hard. It's basically the hardest of the Will rooms. I have a very, very, very long room I have to clear, and there's like this little mini gauntlet where I have to move through a lot of rooms in a row with a lot of enemies. So let's hope I can get through here without getting hit. Did not hit the pixel, had to switch. Mummies, please don't hit me. Now I need to hit the door. Got snicked. And you see, 1 hit and half of my HP is gone. So it's really, really, really tough in here. But I don't need to worry. I have Spin Dash. Spin Dash will save me. Let's go down here. Get this item. Move the mummies out of the way. Excellent. 1 more room with these wall spikes or ceiling spikes. Scary. Made it. Okay, okay. Okay, that worked really, really well. I'm very happy this worked. And this is the crystal ring. I can use it out of my inventory, and now I can do the boss rush. So I would have statue 6 available to me whenever I want it now, because I could just do the boss rush. But right now I'm super squishy, so the boss rush would murder me, and that's not even an exaggeration. So I will not try this right now. I need some stats. And the way to get stats in the randomizer is to kill bosses. So I really, really, really need to find something to kill bosses, or I need to use a little backup. Remember that we spent some time in the Great Wall. There's an invisible enemy there, by the way, where I'm death warping at. Remember we spent some time in the Great Wall, and I talked about killing this boss maybe. Now is the time where I think I might have to kill this boss. It's the Sandfanger boss. He will give me statue number 4. You can see in my tracker statue number 4 is not required, but I'm just desperate for upgrades right now. So before I go into the boss rush or anything, I really, really, really need to get some better stats. So we might just kill an extra boss. Right, but before we do that, we still have one more room in this pyramid. And we're trying to do some damage boost strats here, which is super scary because I can only do... I can only do this once. Woo! That was closer than it had every right to be. And statue A, perfect.
While you're making your way through the remainder of this pyramid, we do have a $25 donation from Possum Morpheus. Says, thank you to the Valps for always putting on a wonderful event benefiting a great cause. For every unaliving Benjamin takes in the FF Mystic Quest run later, $5 more is on the way. Oh, by the way, Dravenheart is amazing. I agree, Dravenheart is amazing. So let's name the Mystic Quest main character Draves. Smile. Thank you so much, Possum Morpheus.
Thank you very much for the donation. And we just found super cool items. We just found our first required boss, which is going to be Cast-Off. So after we collect this last item here in the pyramid, we are definitely going to go there and yeah, take care of this boss. It's not that hard. I just have to use a spin dash a couple more times to get across these ramps. And there we go. Missed the door, but it's not so bad. And it's another ritual. Cool. So my inventory is super full right now. I need to get rid of some items. So we are going to do this again. We are going to go out of here. We are going to put down that last hieroglyph we found, which is the bird, which goes to position number 5. There we go. And now we're going to backtrack a little bit. We have already been in Inca, and we are going back there. We are going to go through this last dark space that we visited, and we are going to find our first boss. We are going to play a little melody here. And there are 72 tiles of gold in this room. And only one of them will glow, and I have to stand on it for 10 seconds to open the door. And of course it's randomized. So in the vanilla game, you know which one is the right one. You never have to pick up the wind melody, and even if you pick it up, you will never have to play it, because it just wastes time. So even the 100% category, which collects the wind melody, never plays it. But in the randomizer, you will always have to play it, because random tile, you could check every of those 72 tiles for 10 seconds, but that takes so long. Usually it's faster to just find the wind melody. And now the door is open. Now I'm going to put down these Inca statues, and we will fight a boss, but we will not fight the boss's will, because bosses are kinda strange in this game. Bosses don't care how much strength upgrades you have. So these three strength upgrades that I have, they don't matter to the boss at all. The boss only worries about what combat form you're using. Bosses always have 40 HP, And Will only deals 1 damage per hit, Freedom deals 2, and Shadow deals 3. So to kill a boss, I have to hit it 40 times with Will, 20 times with Freedom, or 14 times with Shadow. So whenever possible, I'm going to transform into Shadow to kill bosses, like we're doing here. This is Kastov. He's living in a hole and he's kind of mad about it. So we're gonna punch his fingers. We are going to... Then he's getting angry. His eyes glow and we're gonna punch his nose. And because we're Shadow and dealing 3 damage per hit, he dies before he can even do his big attack once. What you also saw on screen right now is another randomizer feature. Shadow was already shooting his firebirds. That's usually an ability he only can use at the final boss, so at the very end of the game. But in the randomizer, you can activate an option that is called Early Firebird. So since I freed Princess Kara and found the Crystal Ring, I am able to use firebirds whenever I want now, which will make some boss fights super easy for me in the end. So we killed the boss, we got another item for killing the boss, and we're going to pick up our first Mystic Statue. And you also saw that my stats now increased. My HP went up from 10 to 16, so I got 2 HP upgrades. And my defense went up from 1 to 2, so 2 HP upgrades, 1 defense is actually perfect. That's what I want from all the bosses. And now that we have the first Mystic Statue, we just need to find 3 more. Oops. So we are going to visit some places that we have not been before. We're gonna get rid of some more keys first to free up inventory space. We're going back to the diamond mine. We were already at the top of the diamond mine with the elevator, but there was 1 door we could not open because we needed 2 mine keys for that. I have both mine keys now, so let's see what's inside that door. What's behind the door number 2? And there's a guy who's trapped. We're gonna free him and we get an herb. Okay. I'm okay with herbs. We're gonna warp to the next dark space. At this point, I'm going to use dark space warping a lot more. Because now that my HP is so high, death warping takes a lot more time. And yeah, I don't want to waste a lot of time, so I'm just going to use the dark space warping more often right now than before. Yeah, just to save some precious time. We're back in Angel Village, and now that I have a slider, I can finally do this dungeon down here. There's 5 more items in it for me, so yeah, let's see how fast I can make this. I can just squeeze by this guy. Ooh, that was not good. He grazed me. Oh, the bat grazed me too. Oh boy, this is not a good start. But luckily I have the 2 defense upgrades now, so I don't take as much damage. And with Slider I can take care of these Snapdragons super fast. Ah, dang it. Too greedy. Open this hidden passage. Squeeze past. Oh my god. Squeeze past you. Dark space warping has only been added like 3 months ago. So this is a super new setting. This is still kinda in playtesting, but it's safe enough so I can show it to you guys right now. So dark space warping really makes this a lot faster, which is mega convenient. Okay, now we're going to move through this guy, and we're at the end. And now we have a little specialty. There are Ishtar's riddle rooms, so we will face 2 rooms that have 1 difference in each room. And I have to find it as soon as possible, and if I do that 4 times, I get an item. So you can play along with me if you like, if you can spot the difference before I do. So let's see here. Yes, saw this room. What's in the other room? Yeah, I found it. It's this jar. That's not... There was a bottle, then the other room was books. Let's see here. Yes, I saw everything. And this stone is not green in the other room. Let's look in here. Treasure chest. It's an herb. Okay. What's in the other room? The room looks the same, so the chest must be different. It's a red jewel. Okay, is this even randomized? Wow, that's an herb and a red jewel in the original game as well. Another lazy randomizer check. These riddles have been randomized as well, so it's not like in the vanilla game where you always know the difference. You have to look at it every time you play a new seed. But, yeah, you get used to a couple of things where you have to look at. And now that I cleared the riddles, I get a strength upgrade. This is not what I wanted. Again, I'm using dark space warping to get back to the last dark space. Because, yeah, just... Death warping would take a lot of hits right now, so we are not going to do this anymore. We are going to move to another location we already been to. We're going to move back to the Sea Palace. Because now that I have Lily in my pocket, she can help me open up a coffin that is deep inside Sea Palace. And yeah, let's see if there's a useful item in this coffin. Oops. So we are just gonna move past all these humans, and the problem is there's one guy who can trap me inside the coffin, or like behind the coffin, if he moves a certain way. So let's hope this guy behaves and does not move in the way, because you cannot move through a human. You can only move past them, but if they stand directly in your way, you just have to wait until they move back again. This was only an herb. I already found 11 herbs. You can see it in my tracker in the first row. You only see one herb in my inventory. That's because in the randomizer, these herbs will stack. In the vanilla game, these 11 herbs would take 11 slots in my inventory. But in the randomizer, they all stack in one slot. And whenever I use an herb, I decrease my stack by 1. So another little quality of life change we got added. Okay, I tried to delay it as much as possible, but I don't think there's another choice. We have to go to Continent Mu. This is my least favorite dungeon for various reasons. And this is also the point where most casual players stopped enjoying this game, because there's a really hard difficulty spike between the dungeon you've been before, which is Sky Garden, and this dungeon, because the enemies are super aggressive. You don't have a lot of space to move in, and you have enemies that just appear, like this guy, appear in the middle of your hitbox. You cannot avoid this hit, you just get hit, and they also shoot at you. These stone golems also start shooting rocks at you. You have these slimes that are in your way, you have these bouncing slimes that can follow you all across the screen, and right now 2/3 of the dungeon is underwater, but since I never clear any room, whenever I let it drain the water, which I have to do to get to the end of the dungeon, I will unlock more and more and more enemies. So when I have one flasher in this room right now, which is the appearing enemy that shoots at me, these are called flashers, they are very, very annoying, but once I have all the water drained, I will have up to 5 of these flashers in the same room, and it's just annoying when they all appear, and they just bother you so much, because of course it's random why they appear. Also, this dungeon has the worst boss. The boss in this dungeon is boss number 3. It's the vampires, and the vampires are super hard in the speedrun and in a casual playthrough, but in the randomizer we have a few tricks up our sleeve. So in the randomizer we probably will be having a little bit of an easier time with those, but usually the vampires are, yeah, not very fun. Right now I don't have any better choice. I have to take a super slow death warp. Come on, blue slime, work harder. Thank you. Okay, there's only one more item I can get right now, but it's super far away, so let's hope it's worth it. I've drained 1 level of water, but the lower section is still covered with water. Oh no, I'm dying. Yes, that's true. Let's hope I'm not dying in the next room. So, we need to move a super long way for one single item, but let's hope I find something there. If not, then I might be in some trouble. Okay. Damage boost worked. I got past these spikes. Now I'm gonna slider through this passage and move my way all up here. I'm gonna use another little speedrun strat, which is the reverse bounce. I'm gonna move this bouncer. The idea is to move it all the way up to the ramp, but if you run at the bouncer and in the same frame as you hit it, you push the opposite direction, you will get an extra speed boost. So not only will it bounce you all across the room, it will also bounce you up this ramp, even though it's yeah, at the different end of the room. And it's an herb. Hooray. You know what? This is not worth. Oh boy, this is not worth. Okay. No worries, no worries. I still have a couple of places I can go. Yeah, let's take a super hard check right away. There is one check in the pyramid that I have not gone through, which is the end of room number 3. And this check is called the Killer 6. It's called Killer 6 because so many speedruns die in this room. It's 6 of those little laser shooting orbs right next to each other. You have to go there as Shadow, so you cannot use the spin dash to make it easy. It's really hard. I'm gonna try it, and I might die here. So we're gonna give it one try. If it doesn't work, we will come back here with more stat upgrades. Luckily, I have the early Firebirds, so I can make this a little bit easy on myself, but only a little bit. Yeah, I still need one hieroglyph for statue number 5, and I still need one hope statue for statue number 3. I could get statue number 6, but oh my god, I'm almost dead already. Huh. We're still gonna give this a try. Oh boy. Oh no, I got hit again. I'm gonna invest one of my herbs here. That's one herb less I have for the final fight, but I think it's necessary. Okay, and now we're on the way to the Killer 6, and let's hope I can defeat the Killer 6. I should be able to do it with early Firebird, but... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Got the good RNG. It looks really effortless right now, but it's you need to be in the right pixel at the right time, and you need the right time. Oh, and it was a red jewel. It wasn't even worth it. God dang it. It's really hard. So it looked super effortless right now, but it's pixel perfect and frame perfect basically to do this damageless. So really lucky I got it first try. Where are we going next? What can we do still? We can go... Oh, we could go to the end of Cress with our mushroom drop. Yes, let's do that. No, those finite heals are just healing me 8 HP per use. So, every time I use an herb, I get... I have big dots and small dots. So, big dot is 2 HP, so I'm healing for 4 of the big dots with these herbs. So yeah, it's really limited. Okay. I have a third mushroom drop now, so I can go back to the end of this dungeon. Oops, I did not want to get hit here, but oh, No, it's not fine anymore. It's not fine. Everybody panic. Luckily, I have Slider right now. We're gonna see if we can force a health drop to appear by killing this fairy. Come on, fairy. Be a pal. Ah, did not appear. Okay. Never mind. I can do this. I can do this. Oh boy. We're gonna use this mushroom drop. One more room with a lot of these fairies. So never stop moving, never stop moving, never stop moving. Because they will catch you, they will find you, and they will burn you. Hieroglyph tile, okay. That's good and bad. That means I have another boss for me. Oh boy. Okay. There's one more item I can get in the secret bonus dungeon. But the secret bonus dungeon is super hard. But I don't think I have another choice right now. So we found more than enough red jewels right now. 42 was a magic number. We're at 48 right now. So we found already more than we ever needed. We're gonna talk to the jeweler and he's gonna take us to Jeweler's Mansion, which is the secret bonus dungeon. And these enemies hurt a lot. They will possibly kill me in 3 hits, even though I have 17 HP and 2 defense. They take a lot of damage, so I really need to time my sliders well to get double and triple hits, so I can kill them. And also this dungeon has a lot of lag, because of the ghost overlay we have only in this dungeon. And usually I ignore all of the enemies. Oh boy. Usually I ignore all of the enemies, but in this dungeon I try to kill them. Especially these beholders, because they can shoot at you from across the screen and it's just super hard to get by, and I died because lag ate my input. I'm sorry. That's another death. That's $20 for the good cause. At least take this, will be happy. Let's try this again. But the reason why I'm doing this is there is one more item at the very end of this dungeon. And it might be my progress item. So we might be looking at a 100% seed. But yeah, as I said, I love Hundo. So we're just gonna kill all these guys here. It's not gonna be super fast, but it's gonna be extra safe. There we go. Come on, treasure chest. Give me a hope statue, please. A red jewel. Okay, that was not what I was hoping for. I must have missed something along the way, I think. Oh boy. But before we do that, we're going to kill the hidden bonus boss. Because we also need statue number 6, and we can get it by killing this bonus boss. This boss is super hard, yeah, it's super difficult. I'm gonna try to use a little trick here, but yeah. What I just did is I nerfed this boss. This boss is not hard. It's super easy. You can cheese the hell out of this boss. What I did, I used item buffering to move in a specific pixel, and now I can just whack at the boss. The boss will never hit me in this pixel. This boss fight used to be mega hard. I never used to beat this boss as a kid, but speedrunners destroy everything. They even nerfed this hardest boss in the game. And I really need to remember, where didn't I pick up my items? Not a big deal. I can just check the map room real quick. We're just gonna get the statue number 6 from our dad, who's a skeleton. But he does not give us a long speech. He just says, here's the statue, have a nice day. And we say, thanks, Dad. Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? No worries. I can just check the map room. There's a room in case you get stuck like me. We're just going to... in the randomizer, yes. In the vanilla game, he would make it a reference to Soul Blazer, because for those who did not recognize this boss is the first boss in the game Soul Blazer. This was Solid Arm, and he would say something like, "The Blazer was strong, but you are stronger." Oh, I did not check the Moontrap item. No, because I did not have a flute. Aha. And I checked everything here. Let me just get a quick overview what I've missed. Did everything here. Did everything here. I did everything in here. Everything in here. No, I'm missing items in here. I know that. Yeah. Everything in the pyramid. Everything in Dao. Excellent. Natives, uncovered, and I checked the 2 items in Babel. Yeah. Okay. I know what I missed, and it was very silly to miss this. So, what I was saying, this boss is the first boss in Soul Blazer. I think he was called Metal Mantis in the US version, but in the Japanese original version, he's called Solid Arm. Pretty sure about that. He says something like, "The Blazer was strong, but you are stronger. Now go defeat the comet. The fate of the world lies in your hands." So he just he does not tell you anything new, but he gives you like another hint that the comet is the final boss. And there's my Statue of Hope. Finally. So we will be playing a Fundo Hundo, because with this Statue of Hope, I can get the last 3 checks in the game. So we're going back to the continent Mu, and we are going to get our last statues. And we have 20 minutes left in the run, right?
Approximately, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Does he... you might be right, that Wind Bliss. I don't have the dialogue. And when I speedrun the game, I just mashed through the dialogue. It's been a really long time since I really read all of it. Yes, but there is no reward. You're absolutely correct. There is no reward. Okay, we're just gonna 100% this. Come on, why not? We had so much fun with Gaia so far. We're just gonna fill out all the time 100% this. So we're going to get these last treasure chests, and then we're going straight to the boss, which is the vampires. And whoever thought the vampires are mean in the main game, you're gonna see how little chance they stand against me and the power of my early Firebirds. So we're just gonna ignore all these flashers, hope they don't spawn in our way. And now we are going to get the very last item in the game. Come on, move, please. There's our last red jewel. That's 50 red jewels collected. 100% achieved. And now we're going to the vampires boss fight. But before we do that, like we do before all boss fights, we will transform. And hopefully there's no ability here. There is not. So we're just gonna transform. I could heal up, but honestly, I don't need to. I have the power of early Firebirds at my hand. Yes, this game was very infamous for skippable, for missable items. That's true. So the 100% category is not only a very hard speedrun because the game is actually pretty hard, but it's also because you have to stay super focused so you don't miss a red jewel. Because if you're standing at in the last city and you don't have all your red jewels, run is just over. You cannot finish 100%. I'm just going to move these into another position. So, vampires. Super hard boss fight, yeah? Now let's talk about that again. Aww. Not gonna move in my way. There we go. One is dead already. And the other one is gonna die very soon. Excellent. So if you ever hated fighting the vampires, play Rando. Play Rando. Just kill him as Shadow. Super easy. Just play the Rando. Now Rama is going to give us statue number 3. And you know what? We have the time. We are going to do one extra little thing. We're going to kill one boss that we don't need, which is going to be the Sandfanger, because Sandfanger is probably my favorite boss. So we're just gonna kill him even if we don't need him. Actually, we're gonna use a dark space warp to get to him a bit faster. So we're just going to use the dark space. This one, we are going to move through the Great Wall to the final dark space, and now we can just go to the boss. So this is a boss you always have to fight as Will, because you need to spin across this ramp. So no other character can do this. So this is a boss I have to hit into the face 40 times. And this boss is an RNG fest. There's 3 phases you can get. You can get the left-right phases, like I just did. You can get up-down phases, which are a little bit slower. And you can only get 2 hits in these up-down and left-right phases at most. But there's also a 3rd phase, which is an egg phase, where he just pokes his head out of the floor and shoots out eggs. This is an up-down phase. So we're all just praying and hoping for egg phases to make this fight a little bit faster. But the reason why I killed this boss is I want an extra set of set upgrades. Oh, this is an egg phase. Excellent. Oh, I realized this a little bit too late. Ah, dang it. Okay, halfway done. And I just want this extra set of because the final boss is gonna be really, really hard otherwise. Oh, now he's spoiling me. All the egg phases. Yes, please. Missed a hit here. 2 more hits. So 1 more hit. Come on. There we go. And we got strength upgrades. Ah, I don't need strength upgrades. It's fine though. It's fine. I'm not complaining. So, let's go back to the dark space. There's one more boss we have to kill, which is the Mummy Queen. And the Mummy Queen is my least favorite boss fights. I know I said something about the vampires being the worst boss fight, but that was a lie. The Mummy Queen, at least for me, Mummy Queen is a lot harder. I really used to die on this boss a lot, but luckily I have early Firebirds, I have defense upgrades. Hopefully I will be able to kill her. She's also a super annoying boss fight because she's super long. Of course we're using Shadow to make it a bit less long, but still, yeah, some effort has to go into her. So we're gonna put down the last hieroglyph, which goes into spot number 4. And now there's this teleporter, and the Mummy Queen can give us good RNG or bad RNG. Right now, she's trolling me. She's just staying on the upper floor and tossing down rocks at me. I don't want her on the upper floor. I want her to come down. And whenever I hit her, she splits into these little ghosts, and I use the aura to dodge the ghosts because I am invulnerable in the aura animation, and I'm trying to hit her again as fast as possible so she doesn't use her other attacks. Luckily I have early firebirds to hit her a little bit faster. And yeah, this is the first half of the fight. For the first half of her HP, she will just split into these ghosts after every hit. And at 50%, there are two things that can happen. She can either split again, which we would call a bad cycle because it takes a lot of time, or she could turn into a little ghost roulette with one ghost that's hittable. And this would be a bad cycle because that would mean I can immediately hit her again. And it's much faster, so we reached 50%. Let's see if Mummy Queen RNG is on our side. This is a bad cycle. Not as great. I'm gonna use the aura again. This is a good cycle. This is a good cycle. This is one. This is one. Ah, got hit by the fireball. Not that big a deal. Oh my god, I missed her. Ah, not very. She's coming back here. Ah, this is a bad cycle. This is not good. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you. There we go. Mummy Queen defeated. Perfect. And 32 HP, 3 defense. And we're on our way to the final boss. The final boss usually only has 2 phases, the Comet phase and Dark Gaia. In my case, I will have 3 additional boss phases, because I've brought you the randomizer only extra hard special boss Apokalypse Gaia. And we did a safety save and now we're moving up there. There is a little bit of a light sensitivity / epilepsy warning in phases 3 and 4 of this fight. There will be a lot of bright flashes on the screen, so if you're sensitive to bright lights or if you have epilepsy or anything at the kind, I will give you a little warning. I would advise you to just look away, minimize the stream. I will try to explain what's happening on screen, but yeah, please keep that in mind. I will give you a warning when it's going to happen, and I will give you a notice when you can look safely again. But right now we are in the fight. The first phase is just an auto-scroller. You hit the mouth when it opens, then you dodge this acid rain. You can dodge by hand, or you can just use the aura because you're lazy like me. Just use the aura to be safe. And do this 7 times. So we're on the final boss fight. Time is also coming up in about 6 minutes. Depending on how much, if I die, maybe a bit longer, but I will give you a warning. Okay, and after this there will be another phase, which is the Dark Gaia phase. Remember this acid rain, because we will see it again soon. But first let's focus on Dark Gaia. I need to hit the head 14 times. She will shoot these laser orbs from the sides that are homing missiles I have to block. She will create these bubbles that I have to basically hit so they don't hit me. And she will also shoot her mouth laser after she's been hit, so I need to dodge that with the aura. This is not a damage I can block. I need to avoid this by using the aura. Nice, that was 5 hits. I can still 3-cycle this. If not, it's a 4-cycle, which is also not that worse. And you see, I only got hit twice and my HP is half gone, so oh my god. Oh, oh, dang it. I missed... oh my god. I'm not gonna use an herb here for a reason I will explain very soon. But after this next phase, the epilepsy warning will come to place. So please, 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 if you're sensitive to flashing lights, minimize the stream now. I will try to explain what's happening. I will be screaming in pain and agony soon. But here come the flashing lights. And for everybody who's still watching... here we are in phase number 3, and phase number 3 brings us 2 heads that I have to destroy. It will bring us red bubbles, which move faster than the blue bubbles we just saw. I also have to burst those before they hit me, and we have red orbs. Red orbs are projectiles that I cannot block. I can only dodge red orbs with the aura or by moving out of their way. These red orbs are homing missiles, so I need to dodge them with the aura, and I need to destroy these phases so I can move on to the next phase. And remember all these mechanics, because they're all coming back. After this phase, we will have the bullet hell phase, which will be really where the flashing lights are going to go into overdrive. We will have homing missiles, we will have exploding red orbs, we will have acid rain, and we will have the laser orbs that I have to block. So, and the head that will go move from side to side on the topper edge of the screen. So let's see if I can survive this. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Exploding red orbs are the most dangerous, but this acid rain is random, and I died. Ah, that's another tenner, but no worries, no worries. The epilepsy warning is still in place, sadly. I will have to refight phase 3 now. I don't have to play the 2 boring phases. We'll start immediately at phase 3. So let's try this again. And if you don't understand what's happening on screen, don't worry. I don't either. I just try to survive and press the aura whenever I'm scared. So it's really, really messy. Don't feel bad if you can't figure out exactly what is happening. It takes a really, really long time to understand how everything is working, and it takes a lot of practice to play this fight. Don't feel discouraged by if you see this boss and think I will never be able to beat this. You don't have to roll this in your randomizer seeds. I picked this because I wanted to give you a good show. But it's not mandatory to do this boss. You can also just finish the seed with the normal Dark Gaia fight. So just the 2 phases. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to focus for a couple seconds. I'm sorry. Not lying when I call this the bullet hell phase. This is really hard to get past. I need to aura again. Too soon. One more hit, come on. Nice, okay. Phase 4 is done. And epilepsy warning is now no longer in order. We are in phase 5. And phase 5 is the cat and mouse phase. We have this skull that will spawn shields whenever it's hit. I need to hit it 7 times. And between each hit I need to... Oh my god. I need to defeat all the shields so I can hit the main boss again. The boss has a yellow orb that will shoot a homing a laser orb that I need to block, and it will shoot a red orb from the red projectile in a random direction. This red orb is not going to be aimed at me, but when it goes my way, I have to dodge it. I cannot block it like before. The boss will spawn more shields each time it's hit. But what also happens is everything will be happening faster. So the boss will move faster, the shields will move faster, the projectiles will fly faster, and the frequency in which there are shot will increase. But I will keep my normal speed. So this is the reason why I saved all my herbs. It's super easy to get double, triple hit in these phases, like I just did now. So I'm just gonna spam eat herbs and just hope I can survive this. Because right now it's the speed is kinda okay, but it's gonna get super fast super soon. And time is gonna be on the last hit on the final heads. I will give you a warning when it's gonna happen. Unless I die again, which I hope I don't. And because of this frequency that the laser orbs are shot, I need to be careful when I eat an herb. I cannot just pop it in anytime I want, because I need to make sure I also have time to block, and I also have time to use the aura accordingly. And I'm super, super close to dying right now. Oh, no. Ooh, please, Dark Gaia. Be kind. No. Oh, God. I'm staying at the bottom of the screen so I can lure her down. Because when she has a low number of shields, she will not move closer towards me. She will try to keep a distance. So I need to lure her down, and that's why I'm staying at the bottom of the screen mostly. The more shields there are here, the more aggressively they will move towards me. But at some point they will just stick to the... Oh my god. Oh my god, I was down to 1 HP. I'm so sorry, but this is really, really, really close. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. There was time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Time. I'm so sorry, that was the last hit. Oh, and that was Apokalypse Gaia, and boy oh boy, I have done this fight a lot of times, but it's always nerve-wracking to do this again. So we finished with a time of 1:85:53. So almost did the 2 hours. I hope you had a lot of fun. We saw all of the game, did all the checks. Very happy to show this. If you're interested in rolling your own seeds, the site where you can do this would be iogr.app, Illusion of Gaia Randomizer, iogr.app. There's a link to the Discord. Our community is small but very, very friendly. We always help out new players when they come. We have guides, we have video tutorials, we do practice races, practice seeds. We have a weekly ladder system. If you're interested in Illusion of Gaia, we would be more than happy to see you. Thank you, RPG Valkyries, for having me here and letting me show my favorite randomizer of all time. Hope you had a lot of fun. I'm very sorry that this has to be a substitute run. I hope the original runner gets his chance to show their skills at a later time. But for now, thank you very much for watching, having me, for everybody who's donating. I will put my money into the pool right away. Yeah, that's all. Have a great time, everyone. Enjoy the rest of this marathon.
Thank you so much for that run. I will say that Dark Gaia Apocalypse was terrifying as somebody who's played IOG many times.
It's definitely a spike in difficulty, but it's super satisfying when you pull it off.
So just before we go back on break and get the next game up and running, we're going to have one more large donation incentive that needs to be met for tonight, which is the Mystic Quest Hundo %. And it is currently sitting at $65 out of 200. So if you want to turn that any percent into 100%, make the night last a little bit longer, there is still time to do that. Next run coming up is going to be Virtual Highlight.